Feels good. Check. We the topic of discussion. Whisper in the ear, had a blush. Saying what it is, what it was. Baby, we the topic of discussion. Do you want to roll with a boss? You don't gotta worry about the cost. I'm high up, baby, I'm a star. I'm highly up, baby, I'm in charge.
Trill.
It's Cap or Facts boxing on IBOXINGHUB. What's going on? It's Cap or Facts. Welcome. It's your boy Capital Cav. I'm here Friday, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Super excited. About to give you a great show. It might just be a solo, dolo, Scarface, no Manolo show today. But yeah, man, I'm excited. We definitely got a lot of things on the plate to talk about. I did have Muhammed Ali's trainer from not trainer, but ex-bodyguard from the 80s. Guy's been around, other greats as well. I'll let you tell the story if he can make it on. Apparently he's going through a power outage out in Michigan, so he doesn't know if he can pop in or not. But if he can pop in, then you know we can figure that out. Just give me one moment here. Yeah. You know how older people can be with technology, man. They don't know what to, they don't know what to do with this technology. But yeah, man, y'all make sure you head over to D-Rock Clothing. Make sure you pop in IBOXINGHUB-24 is the code, 40% off. Get that musty tracksuit taken care of. Throw that in the trash. That Adidas, whatever you got, it's been in the closet for too long. Go get you some D-Rock Clothing, 40% off. IBOXINGHUB-24 is the code. Today we're going to talk about a couple things. If my guest doesn't come on, we're just going to keep it moving. We are 8 days away from Canelo versus Crawford, and it's like the excitement is building up. The excitement is building up as it goes. And I remember, I'll be honest, me being the captain of Cap, the Titan of Truth, when the fight first came out, like I wasn't feeling it. I just felt like this was not the fight that I cared about. It just felt like the Benavidez fight was on the table. I felt like there was so many other things that Canelo could fight, Crawford could fight, and I just felt like, do we really need this fight? But it's here now, and we've gotten some great content, and people are gravitating towards it. I mean, everybody's split right now. Canelo is a favorite at a -205, with Crawford being the underdog. And I think the bookies got something here. I've been saying it from the beginning. I'm definitely going with Canelo. There's an argument to be made. Canelo has seen every style. Okay, shouldn't have to. Sorry, guys. I'm talking to Mike. I feel like when you compare resumes, right? When you compare Canelo's resume and you compare Crawford's resume, what's up? I see the WBBs in the comments. What's going on, Al? Appreciate you, man. I just really feel like Canelo has seen all that he has to see. He's fought the big names. He's fought the challenging names. Okay, I see Mike going on. I'm going to cut it short. I'm bringing Mike onto the stage. Mike Cooley, what is going on?
Hey, how you doing?
Give me 1 minute here. I'm going to make sure we can see each other. What's going on? Okay, good. All right.
Yeah,
what's going on?
Took me a little bit to figure it out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. Give me a minute here. Let me fix this. Mike literally just clicked off. This is why Mike literally just clicked the button and he clicked off. So, man, that's crazy, man. Man, look, if you 50 and up, man, we got to get you some like phone etiquette, man. I'm gonna wait for him to pop back on. I'll wait for him to pop back on. Yeah, man. So, anyways, let me get back to my statement. I feel like he's gonna pop in at any point in time, but it's all good. I feel like Canelo has seen everything. Canelo has covered all corners. Canelo's resume. I mean, we can go down the list, man. It's impenetrable. I think Mike just popped back on. Here we go. Mike, what's going on, man? You popping in and out.
I know it took me a minute. My son had
all
help
good.
with this. It's a little, too much for me to figure all this out. Just a
Yeah.
country boy, that's
All right,
it.
man. Yeah, but you got here, so it's cool, man. And you're doing this, with some challenges that are going on. So I appreciate you being on today. So why don't we get right into it? We'll be conversational with it, right? So you did bodyguard work for Muhammad Ali back in '88, correct?
Yes. It's like I did some work for him here and there after 1988.
Okay. And how did you get connected with, like, why you? It's Muhammad Ali. He's a star at this point in time. Like, why would he pick you? What were you doing in the scene that granted you the opportunity to be a bodyguard for him?
That's what's amazing is because I had my own boxing gym in St. Louis, Michigan, and so I got a whim. I'm like, let's get the greatest of all times to open up, grand opening of our boxing gym. And the wife and I decided to create, we wanted to help kids, no charge, blah, blah, blah. I bought all the equipment, this and that. So, it was her class reunion. And I go, I already sent a letter to Muhammad. And he said, yeah, I'd love to come, blah, blah, blah. But he never said, I told him October 1st, but he never said he would or nothing. So, anyways, I ended up driving down there, her and I, and our son, youngest son, he was a baby. And we went there. We ended up spending the night. Ali asked us to spend the night, which was fantastic. And then the next day, him and I went for a walk, and he told me, he goes, where's this at? And I go, St. Louis, Michigan. He goes, you know what? The thing of it is, he goes, I've never heard of that town. And I go, I know it's just a little tiny town, but I go, the thing that irritates me is everybody don't believe that you would come. And he said they don't believe that because he always liked to prove people wrong all his life.
Yeah.
And he came. So then after we had a 3-day, he stayed in our Gratiot County for 3 days. And then after that, it was a month later, Sugar Ray Leonard was fighting Daniel Lam for the light heavyweight title. Sugar Ray decided to go up and fight for the light heavyweight title. And it was November 6th, I believe, 1988. And I got a phone call at 6 o'clock in the morning. And it was his manager. And he goes, hey, Mike. He goes, Ali requested you. He wants you. We need one more bodyguard for tonight's fight. And I'm like, really? And he goes, yeah. He goes, can you make it out here? And I'm like, hell yeah. So I started packing my stuff, called the airline. Boom, I was out there. And I stayed in an adjoining room with the other bodyguards. And then him and I just hit it off big time. And he started inviting me to other situations, I don't know, like big events where he's invited to, and I'd go with him different times, So I did that for a couple of years.
That's crazy. So, was after his retirement?
Yes.
I got you. So, was the pay good?
Well,
what was the money like after he retired?
It was in a sense,
Okay.
I don't want to discuss any of that, but
No, I got you. I know. I just, it's Muhammad Ali. I mean, it's the greatest, greatest champion of all time.
Oh my gosh. There was nothing better than being around him.
Yeah. What was that like, actually? What was the energy like? Was he a nice guy? Was he funny? Was he comedic? Because he's got a grandson, right, that fights Nico Walsh, and so trying to carry on. So
I got pictures of me and him. Every year I get invited. There's a thing out in Las Vegas. It's right around his birthday, which is January 17th. and every year, except for during COVID, they canceled it. But we have a deal where it's like celebration of his life. And then one year, just before COVID, he was there. His grandsons is what I'm talking about. His grandsons were there, and a couple of his daughters, and I got to meet them, and blah blah blah. And there's always heavyweight champions out there, blah blah blah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and just a great old time. We were just there right around January 17th last year. So
Wow.
I speak at all of them.
What do you remember most, Mike, about Ali?
I remember the most about him being the most kindest, wonderful, loving person I've ever met in my life, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm serious. I've been around a lot of champions all my life and hung out with a lot of champions, and this guy was the greatest when it comes to people coming and wanting autographs and stuff. We actually had to pull him away because we have somewhere where we got to take him, and we're like got to be there right on the spot, and he's still signing autographs. We're like, champ, we got to be over here,
Yeah.
But,
wow.
yeah.
So he had a heart for people. Now, as far as how after you were done with the bodyguard work, like what was your relationship with Ali like? Was it on a could you call him? Would he call you? What was the relationship like?
Well, yeah, we talked several times over the phone, and then when he got really bad towards the end, and actually I was in a parking lot leaving. My wife and I were in a parking lot, and she was getting therapy, and I heard over the news when he passed. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was pretty heartbreaking. I stopped right in the parking lot, and I just couldn't handle it.
Yeah, no, that's got to be heartbreaking.
Wow.
Did he share a lot of? Did you ask him any boxing questions? Like, did he share anything as far as like tips of the game and how to move business around and
Well, him and I sparred before, And
what?
Oh yeah.
Really? When?
Yeah, back in 1988 in my boxing ring in St. Louis, Michigan, and but the thing is he told me, he goes, Ernie Shavers was the hardest hitting son of a gun he's ever met in his life.
Yeah.
And of course, I ended up becoming really good friends with Ernie Shavers, and I had a cell phone number and everything like that. But Ernie was the most passive, loving human being you can imagine. He was still in good shape when he passed.
Yeah. Now, when you sparred Ali, what was that like? Hard hitting, light sparring?
No, it was light sparring. We were doing it for the crowd.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah.
Did he still have it? Was he fast? Like,
yeah. And he still talked like, he always had them quims or, he's always
those little idioms.
But it's funny. I'll tell you this story. So we had a full house. Everybody's packed in my gym, and somebody's in the very back, running their mouth, whatever. And Ali stops and he goes, all my life there was a gal that was, always saying, kind of like putting a witchy thing on him and saying, all your life, some heckler is going to follow you all your life. And he goes, and there he is. He pointed out.
That's funny. Okay, interesting. Funny. So you've been in the boxing game for how many years? 30, 40 plus years?
Oh, 40 plus. Yeah.
40 plus years. Okay. Prior to doing work with Ali, like what were you doing, and then kind of where did your career take you after Ali? So he passes away, right?
Yeah.
And then what do you get into after that?
Well, so I was all Army boxing team.
Okay, so you boxed before.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was Golden Gloves. Then I entered the Army, and I scored really high on my test and everything. So they're like, well, you could pick anywhere you want to go. And I go, well, I want to go where the All Army team is, which was at the time Fort Bragg, North Carolina. And so they sent me there, and I went there. And as I'm doing my regular job and all that stuff, I kept telling everybody that I fight. And so then what ended up happening one day, because I spread it around everywhere. And one day this guy he was a sergeant. He was walking down the barracks and he's like, where's Cooley? Where's Cooley? And I go, he's in here. And he goes, you fight? I go, yeah, I fight. And he goes, well, come on down to the gym. So I went with him and I knocked the guy out that was on the All Army boxing team in the second round. And I was scored as the highest, I beat him. So anyways, what ended up happening is I never had to wear a uniform again. I just boxed.
Wow, interesting. And how far did you go with I don't know too much about the U.S. of the Army boxing. I don't know how it works. What happens with that.
You fight across the country. You fight different branches, different things like that. But what they do is all you do is you train every single day. So instead of doing your regular job, you meet at one gym and you do certain things. You run 7 miles. You do this. You do that. And then you go home and you sleep for an hour, 2 hours. Then you go back to another gym. Then it's sparring and all that stuff.
Wow. Okay. So, and that's kind of so they have gyms. Where are these gyms at on base?
Well, that was right on the base,
Okay.
Back in Fort Bragg days, we're talking like the late 70s.
Is that still popular right now? The Army Boxing League and whatnot.
Absolutely, 100%.
Who usually produces the better boxers?
I'd say Army and Marines.
Really? Navy never does well.
No.
Sorry. Neat. So that's what you did, right? You never turned professional, or
no? So I was offered a professional contract when I was, let me see, I was 21, I think. And we had 2 or 3 little babies at the time, sons. And they asked me to come to California and train. And they wanted me to be gone for 6 months. And I go, I just can't do that. I can't leave my kids, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't go.
Wow, and that was it, huh? Never reinitiated.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. So I know we talked a little bit the other day on the phone, right? So where did you reinitiate? So you've got your kids. Where did you reinitiate your love for boxing? So you didn't get into professional fighting. What did you end up doing after that?
Well, what I ended up doing, obviously I was working and I was a salesman and blah, blah, blah. And then I decided to open my own boxing gym. So one day I was, back in the 80s, you had water beds and things like that. So I had this king size water bed and it was sitting way off the ground. And I could see across the street from me in St. Louis, Michigan. And I watched this guy, he owned this house and a church, and he was posting for sale. And I went downstairs and walked across the street, and I go, hey, I'll buy this place from you. Because I'm thinking, hey, I'll open a boxing gym. And that's what I ended up doing. And I opened it up for the kids and things like that. And so away we went. As far as me teaching, what I know, what the Army taught me was huge. I mean, when I went in the Army, everything I learned, the gold gloves and everything like that, they're like, the first thing they said was, I don't care what you ever learned in your past, you're going to learn from us. And they were right. I mean, they taught me so much stuff. It was unbelievable. So I started teaching the kids what I knew. And the biggest focus I had was, I'm going to teach you, but you are not going to take this on the street. Otherwise you won't belong to this gym. If I hear about you taking it on the street, you won't belong to this gym. So that was my motto. And then, anyways, Ali ended up knowing about it and all this and that. And I went to his house. My wife and I spent the night there, and out of nowhere, and he was so kind because I told him, I go, well, we're having this grand opening, and he goes, well, you guys stay here, and we're like, oh, we can't stay here, champ. And he goes, no, you stay here. So we spent the night at his house, and so then we got up in the morning. Him and I went for a walk, and it was an 88-acre ranch. And then we went for a walk, and we talked, and I told him again. I go, the biggest thing, champ. I go, these people in my small town don't think that you would come. He looks at me. He goes, they don't think I'll come. And I go, no. He goes, I'll be there. So away it goes. So we ended up becoming really good friends after he was there for like 3 days, in our county. And that's how I ended up being able to bodyguard for him after his retirement for a few years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. So now you trained, you've done fight promotion, right? You've been around some world champions. Can you drop some names of some world champions that you've been, around in gyms with and whatnot that we may know, that the community may know?
Well, I've been to Tommy Hearns' 65th birthday party, and
wow.
In fact, I got the where it says Hitman off his cake. It's still in my freezer to this day.
You still got the cake in your freezer?
Yeah, where it says Hitman.
Yeah.
The guy that was cutting it out goes, what piece do you want? And I go, right there, Hitman. I go, cut that out. And I had it wrapped and everything. And I put it in a case. And then I told Tommy, I go, hey, Tommy, I go, you need to autograph this for me. But so I got the case in the storage, but I put the cake wrapped in aluminum foil, and it's in my freezer at my ranch right now.
Wow. I take it you never plan on throwing that out.
No. I've been around Roberto, Duran.
I saw a picture of you with you were in the background, right? It was like Roberto was in the ring.
No, well, I've been there too.
Okay.
When Roberto was teaching Sugar Shane Mosley his last fight, Sugar Shane's last fight, I was there at the training camp and I was filming. But the first time I met Roberto was in Las Vegas in 1987, I think. Sugar Ray fought either Tommy or somebody, but after the fight, we all went to a lounge and Roberto was playing the bongos. And then after that, him and I hung out. And then I met him in 2017 or 2016 after Sugar Shane Mosley fought. And him and I, took pictures again, hung out a little bit after the fight party.
Wow. So you've been around Duran, Ali, Tommy Hearns. You've been around a lot. Have you been around?
Smith is a good friend of mine.
Who is it?
James Bullcrusher Smith used to be a heavyweight champ. Wow.
Are you around any camps right now of any current world champions?
Ernie died. Ernie Shavers. I mean, we were like really close friends. I got so many of these guys on my personal cell, and they're gone. But I keep the names and their old cell phone number in my phone. But I could go on and on with different names. But I trained Booker T. Ward, trained and managed him. My brother and I back in 1990, I believe.
Yeah,
it was on USA Tuesday Night Fights, and we won the world title, or I'd say USBA title.
Yeah,
on national TV, and we were supposed to lose because we fought Anthony Hembrick, but Anthony Hembrick was 14-0, and I was training him down in Angelo Dundee, which was Ali's old manager and coach and stuff. And I was training him down in Florida, and Angelo come up to me and says, Mike, he goes, you can't beat him. And I'm like, well, you know what? We're going to give it a shot. Well, we knocked the guy out in the first round. Really? Now, here's a funny point is Angelo ended up managing and coaching this kid that we beat shortly after that. So I'm thinking it was already probably in the plans, and he was worried about fighting us because my guy was a brawler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That is crazy. Are
It was very
you
interesting.
any champions that are prominent right now that you're that you're working with or maybe affiliated with? Or are you
Well,
more on the minor circuit right now?
I'm familiar with all of them, but the thing of it is, I'm not working with anybody because I'm with the WBL, which
Yeah.
is World Boxing League. So I have to keep my distance, so to speak,
Sure.
because it's a world title belt type deal. So I can't just get involved with them too much. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So, and that's I'm going to ask you a question, and we'll segue into the WBL. So, you've seen boxing go through different eras, right? And we're kind of in an era right now where things are going digital. We feel like we're not getting the fights that we want. Us boxing fans, we look back and say, man, back in the day, the fights that needed to happen used to happen, but now they don't. So and there's been a major fall off, right? Like we don't see Budweiser sponsoring fights like that anymore. Budweiser used to be a big sponsor. We don't see boxing on primetime television like it used to be. HBO fell off, Showtime fell off. It's just not on terrestrial anymore. So what do you see as the biggest thing that we need to get back into to get boxing back into a position like it was before?
Well, number one, they the promoters got to come real. I mean, they can't be like they have been, where everybody's thinking, "Well, this shit's set up." I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
they have to be a little bit more minded about who they're fighting, and let guys that have a chance come up through the ranks and fight for that title. Oh, they want to do the big ones right out of the gate and sell you everything and underneath the sun, and that's fine. We like to see big title fights, but let these guys that are in the middle of the rankings at least get a chance,
Yeah.
because they never get a chance.
Yeah.
And because this guy, number two, fights that guy, and boom, this guy in the middle never gets a shot at it. We at the WBL, we want to give them a shot.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Now let me ask you this: with what you've seen, and let me take a step back from the WBL real quick. From what you've seen boxing be at the pinnacle, where it's up there with NBA and the NFL, to where it's at now, where it's nowhere comparable to the NBA and NFL. Right? We've seen a lot of different companies walk away, and we're kind of in a weird situation right now where Top Rank doesn't even have a broadcast network. Right? DAZN is coming in, picking up all the pieces, but that's a subscription base. So what do you think that boxing has to do to get back to the glory days of Sugar Ray Leonard, Macho Camacho, Tommy Hearns, having big sponsorships?
Well, if guys know that they really have a shot, because it's all political, it's all about the money game, and there's really good middleweights, heavyweights, different guys like that. They end up giving up, and they're like, should I just go to MMA or whatever? No, they need a shot at the titles and stuff like that, and know that they get an honest shot. And because Ali would fight guys that are ranked number 8 or 9, and he'd fight number 1 contenders too, obviously, but he'd fight other guys. Well, no, nowadays they always want to fight number 1 or number 2. You got to give these other guys shots.
Right.
It makes these guys like, hey, what good is it? I can't ever get a shot. So
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's where you come in, right?
WBL, that's what the WBL is willing to do. we're
Got you.
willing to give guys shots right now. We're willing to give shots, even if you're not the number one contender. We're willing to give you a title belt.
Unknown caller.
So then you can go and say, "Hey, I got a belt. You know, come on, let me fight him."
Got you. So, and I want to segue into that. So you are with the WBL, which is the World
Yes.
Boxing League, right? You've been
Yeah.
with them for a little bit.
Yeah.
They're considered a minor sanctioned body. How long have they been around?
Oh shit, they've been around a long time, but they're really making some big moves. If you go to the World Boxing League website, you'll see that we're all over the world. I mean, we're expanding like you wouldn't believe.
I've seen that. I've been up and down your website. I know there's a couple other affiliations with it too, right? The WBF, the PFB.
That's how you see my name.
Yeah, that's how I got your name. So I definitely see the world recognition in it. So you give fighters a chance, right? They obviously got to come with some credentials. You know, it's a case by case scenario.
Yeah.
And I know I asked you this already, but for the community, of all the companies, minor sanctioned bodies that you could be aligned with, like why the World Boxing League? What is so great about that?
Well, I've been with another company. I don't want to say their name, but I was with another company. They were based out of Europe, and I was the vice president. And I helped them get, strategically launched in the United States. But since me, or before me, they were never able to do that. And I'm like, well, I'm going to go with some company that's really, going out after everybody. And that's what I like about the WBL, because they're going to be sanctioned by to be reckoned with.
Got it. Yeah, absolutely. And they're very credible, right? I know they're not on BoxRec. Most minor sanctioned bodies are not on BoxRec. It's not really a big deal. I know it just comes down to money, right? So
because BoxRec, they charge you to be on BoxRec. So
yeah,
that don't bother me a bit. I'm like, okay, so you want to charge us to be on BoxRec? We don't have to be on BoxRec as long as we know what we're doing.
Right. Are you on FightFacts?
No. Well, they're going to be on FightFacts.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I do know that.
Gotcha. Are there so as far as like vacancies in the rankings of the WBL, right? It's a newly established company, right? Where you're scouting talent to be, you have the title. So what does it do for a fighter? They get a world title for the WBL. What does it do? Like, where does it help them in the rankings? Is it just a morale booster? Like, what does it do for them?
That's a good question. What it does is, number one, it incentivizes these guys that, hey, they always want to, when, just like me or you. I mean, I know you're an ex-fighter, or you still want to fight. I mean, it incentivizes us to want to keep going. And all right, so you get a title. At least you got a title. So now you could talk some smack to everybody else and say, hey, I got a title. Come on. You want to fight?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you, because for not everybody is going to get a title shot, right? No. Not everybody will get a title shot. Like there's too clustered, right? With the 4 sanctioned bodies, there's a lot of politics. There's a lot of money that has to be involved. And so a company like the WBL gives a shot to maybe those fighters that are in the middle of the rankings, or maybe some of those that aren't even in the top 15, top 20, right? There's other fighters around the world that are possibly in the top 50 that allow them to earn a title so that they don't have to leave their careers and say, I came in the game with nothing, I left with nothing.
100%. A lot of them guys could beat the guys at the top. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
We got a guy right now, Devin Vargas. I mean, Devin
he just fought on the Prince. He just fought on the Albert Bell fight in Trill.
And if Devin ever had a chance to fight for a world title, he would train. I know Devin. He would train like a champion. Like, he would fight so hard just to win that title. And and I'm talking to him about it right now.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. What do you think his chances are of winning that WBO versus the person that you're going to put him against, Devin Vargas?
I think he's got a great chance. He just won last Saturday with a TKO in the third round. You know, he's fighting heavyweight.
I saw that, but I saw him get knocked down too, though, Mike. I did see him get knocked down.
But he came right back up and
Sure
fought.
did. Sure did.
You know,
I think it makes for an entertaining fight. That's what fans want to see. They want to see how you face that.
They want to have an entertaining fight, and it shows you his heart. You know, I mean, he could stay down, but no, he got back up and he fought and he knocked the guy out in the third round.
Absolutely. So he could possibly be your first WBO world champion. Okay.
Yeah, as far as the heavyweight, we have a title.
I don't know. I might have asked this on the phone. Why don't more people go for these minor world titles? Like, what's the deal with that?
Well, not too many people are affiliate or know what's going on out there. They have to get the knowledge of, hey, what's there out there for me? They're thinking it's just the WBC or WBA. Well, that's all politics, you know.
Yeah.
It's all, to me, it's rigged, you know. But
yeah, absolutely.
I can't, honestly say that it's rigged, but I'm just telling you that I've been around this business long enough, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So we're giving everybody a chance. If you got a winning record and you're worthy, then we're going to give you a shot at a title. And then you win the title, then we'll help you, or we'll tell people about you, whatever that's, you got to do your own marketing, but we'll help you any way we can.
That's interesting. So it's a company that's really centered around the fighter to help the fighter accomplish the dream of being a world champion, right?
Help them accomplish their dreams, and plus we're getting our name out there, and hey, I'd love to see somebody from the WBC challenge one of our WBO champions. I'd love to see that.
Do you ever feel like that would ever happen, though? I mean, there's such a, it's the WBC, right? It's arguably the most coveted belt amongst the four. And then the WBO is a minor sanctioned body. It's not even a box ring. Not that anybody who knows that doesn't really matter. But in a sense, the box rec is the database. That's where we go for all the info, right?
Sure.
So, would there be what would be the incentive for the WBC champ to fight the WBO champ?
They're going to have to sooner or later. I mean, it's just it's just a given. It's like when any fighter's beating the crap out of someone else and they're knocking them off one by one, and let's say he happens to have the WBO level, the title. Sooner or later, you got to say, "Yeah, okay, we're going to have to fight this guy." Because we're going to talk a lot of crap.
Sure. What is the WBO doing that is distinguishing itself from other minor sanctioned bodies? I could ravel off 10 different ones, right? What is it doing to make itself why would I want to go? Why would I want to fight for the WBO when I can go fight for the World Professional Boxing Federation?
Good question. Because number one, we're worldwide. Number two, we're giving guys opportunities that they've never had ever before. So if they're, they got a decent record, they're good record, and they've been winning, blah, 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 and you fight for one of our titles, and you win the belt, guess what? You could tout a world championship belt, and now you could talk some more smack and say, hey, let me fight, your middleweight champion or whoever,
Wow, interesting. That's really neat. Now, do you get a lot of pushback from fighters, for fighting for this world title? Because, arguably the only ones that matter are the four, right? So now we have the WBO. Do you get fighters that push back?
No.
Got it.
I got a lot of interest. Let me tell you, I get a lot of interest because they're so tired of waiting in the wings, and they become journeymen while they're waiting in the wings. Then they get old, and then they never get a chance. And I'll give you, for instance, Hector Camacho Jr. He could have fought for a world title a long time ago, but they put him in the wings, you know. And I want to give him a shot because the kid, you know, obviously came from a great heritage, but you know, he's got 60-some fights. You know, he deserved to have a world title.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Is there an opportunity to unify? So let's just say somebody picks up the world title for the UBF, you know, Universal Boxing Federation, and
Absolutely.
they could unify.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That'd be kind of crazy. I mean, to kind of work around that, right? Like the how would you now what does that look like? So the next fight, you know, is there does like who, because in the big four, you know, if you unify, now some rules don't matter. Like some rules get pushed off to the side, right? Like I know the IBF is you have a 10-pound rehydration clause, but if you unify with the WBA, that goes out the door. You don't have to do that anymore. So what does that look like if you do unify with like another
well, what happens? Here's what happens is you sign a contract and say, all right, this is for let's say WBC and the WBL. All right, well, depending on the promoter, let's say it's Bob Arum or somebody, and they're going to go, oh, we don't want WBL nothing to do with this, you know. So it's up to the manager and the promoter to figure it all out to see if we can, you know, put it all in WBL, WBC. So that's how it works.
Got it. Okay, so it's all about contracts.
Oh yeah, it's all about contracts.
Interesting. So is that is there a fight coming up that you're working on to make with the World Boxing League right now? Is that the Devin Vargas fight, or is there another fight that you're?
Yeah, Devin Vargas. He wants to fight in January, I believe, and so he wants to fight for the WBL light heavyweight champion. He's a brown medalist for the Olympics. He just won his last fight by TKO in third round. And I'd like to match him with, well, I can't match him, but I told him about a guy in Saginaw that, you know, knocked out, or let's see, I don't know if he knocked him out, but he beat Tommy Morrison's son, which Tommy Morrison's son, Kenzie Morrison, was 20-0 when he beat him. And that was for some WBA type whatever
regional belt.
Yeah, and regional probably. And Tommy's starting to, or I mean Kenzie is starting to fight like fisticuff type fighting, and so I'm like, well, why don't you fight this guy here in Saginaw? He's like, yeah, I might do that. So anyways, I can't discuss who or what he's gonna fight, but I offered him the WBL for, you know, Toledo, Ohio, to fight there in January.
Wow. Well, make sure that iBoxing Hub, you know, gets a first some media passes. We definitely want to be out there. You know, I'm from Adrian, so I'm up the street. We can make it. We can go down to Toledo and we can set up shop, and we'd love to commentate the fight. Right. So we're already talking about that, where we can set it up. Brother. You know, we could set it up so that somehow we could live stream, and then we can commentate in the background. So
100%.
That'd be amazing. And do some interviews 100%. And whatnot. So we would love to do that. So awesome, man. Hey, listen, Canelo Crawford is coming up as we wind down. Give me your prediction, man. You've been in the game for a long time, right? Why? Oh man, what? No way. Like why? Why Crawford?
Oh, I think Canelo is a little bit past what he done in the past. But you know, if you watch what De La Hoya did with him, and I mean, come on. No. He's good, but Crawford's better.
Yeah, I get you. I just think that the last couple opponents, Canelo hasn't really had to rise to the occasion, right? We've only seen we've seen Canelo rise to the occasion in certain fights. Like he had to do it for the Lara fight. He had to do it for the Triple G fight. Who else? Maybe the BJ Saunders fight with him being a two-time WBO world champion. I mean, BJ was a tricky fighter. So there's a couple of times. I think that this is, and he did it with Danny Jacobs. He rose to the occasion with the Danny Jacobs fight. So, I think this is the fight where it is a do or die moment for Canelo, more for Canelo than it is for Crawford, right?
Oh yeah.
So I think that Canelo is he feels the pressure and he's going to come alive for the fight. And I just think and I don't just want to say the weight, but I just think the resume, like there's nobody in the industry with the resume like Canelo. There's nobody that's been able to do what Canelo does. Now, what I'll give Crawford is there's nobody that makes adjustments like Crawford, right? So I think Canelo comes in with an excellent game plan, but Crawford, we see him turn it up a notch in the fights. Like there's times when he's like losing, there's times when he's been hurt, and he just makes adjustments. He also has the killer instinct, and he's just got this winner spirit. Like he finds a way to win.
Yeah, right? you got 100%. I mean, you're a fighter, and you see, and just like I'm an ex-fighter, I know and I see, and I just gotta go with Crawford. I just really feel it.
I'm gonna go with Canelo. The bookies actually have it, Mike. The bookies actually have it -205 for Canelo, and I think it's like plus 100 for Crawford. So Canelo is the favorite in Vegas.
Yeah, we'll see.
So,
well, you never know in Vegas.
Yeah,
I go through all the time. I just never know about Vegas odds.
Yeah, you never know. Before I let you go, what is the fight right now? What is the the fight that you want to see right now that hasn't been made yet?
Oh shoot, there's so many, but I'd rather see a real heavyweight championship from the WBC or WBA really go down. The Tyson thing and what's his name? Was a farce.
Oh,
that
Jake
was
Paul.
fake.
Jake
that
Paul.
was fake news. Fake
yeah,
news.
I'm with you. I'm like right now though. What fight would you want to see right now with the modern fighters? What fight?
Oh, well, depends who wins. I love middleweight fights. You know,
that's fine.
But whoever wins this fight, I want to see him take next one up.
Who?
Number one. Or give a guy a shot that's like 15, number 15 in the world or 10 in the world, because them guys deserve it. They need a shot because they always get, pushed out, and it always happens. I've seen it all my life. Ernie Shavers, he was pushed out for so long, but then he finally got to fight Larry Holmes, and he damn near knocked Larry Holmes out. He damn near knocked Ali out. And Ernie was a really good friend of mine. And I mean, he deserved more than just that. He deserved another title shot. But he scored as a loss. Whether he won or not, he was scored as a loss. But guys like that. I mean, but he was ranked top. But give a guy that's number 15 or number 10 a shot. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Ali used to always do it.
Yeah. That's why he's the greatest.
That's it. He was.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on, sharing yourself with the world. Go ahead and remind the world who you are and where they can find you.
Yeah. Check out my Facebook page, Michael Cooley out of Michigan. There's two Michael Cooleys. There's one in Arkansas. But there's one me in Michigan, and I own a 100-acre ranch here in Michigan, and I just got a boxing ring, and I'm going to end up, helping people out like Hector or somebody that's getting ready for a big fight, and they could train at my place. And I got 5 cabins out here in 100 acres, and I'm out in the middle of nowhere, and I just want to help them to reach their goal.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you, Mike Cooley, right here on Factz Boxing. Appreciate you jumping on. I'll let you go, and then we'll be in touch with that Devin Vargas fight. Okay.
Well, God bless you, and I appreciate you. Too, you're doing a great job.
I appreciate you, Mike. We'll be in contact, man.
All right.
Take care. God bless.
All right. God bless you. Bye.
All right, y'all heard that. Y'all heard that. Let me change this up really quick. Where we at? I don't like this view. Let's see real quick. Where we at? Where's that one that I like? All right, we're gonna get back to the topic. Canelo versus Crawford. Yeah, man. Like I was telling Mike, man, it's just weird. It's weird to me because Crawford. Yeah, Crawford doesn't lose, man, but it's I've seen him make adjustments, the power, the skill set is there, and I'm just wondering, is it gonna be enough on fight night? Is it gonna be enough to be able to take on the skill set of Canelo? Is Canelo too slow? You know, is he past his prime? You know, are each fighter is Canelo, you know, partying it up too much? You know, has he enjoyed the money a little too much? I don't think so. I think that Canelo knows, like I told Mike, it's do or die. So he's got to come alive for this fight. He's got to come 100% alive because he cannot let this man from 147 go up all these three weight classes and take the belt. We haven't seen that in the modern era. We haven't seen a fighter that small go up and 3 weight divisions and literally take out the guy, not one belt holder, the guy who's undisputed, right? And I know people say Canelo is 2-time undisputed. I don't really think so. You know, you lost the IBF and then you won it back, and so that now that makes it. I don't really think that's 2 times. I don't think so. I think what Bud did was 2 times. You unified in 2 different divisions, or you lost all the belts and then you had to recoup them all again in the same division. You know, but you know, still he's undisputed at 168. So we just haven't seen somebody go 3 weight classes and beat that guy. And so, but yeah, you know, Canelo is set to be the first $1 billion boxer in 2026, according to Business Manager. So we're definitely not getting that Benavidez fight anytime soon. Like, there's no reason to fight Benavidez when you're, you know, darn near making $1 billion. And so crazy. Yeah. Eddie Hearn is on record saying that Crawford needs to be boring to beat Canelo, and I think he's right. You know, Crawford is going to have to fight a perfect fight, and it might not be fan-friendly. And the reason for that is a fan-friendly fight could get him caught up in a situation where he could lose. The power is real, you know. Like these guys at 168, they've all felt Canelo's power. I mean, look, he broke down Fielding. He broke down BJS. I mean, this is what he does. He broke Charlo down. I mean, he breaks down fighters, you know. And so if Crawford is going to come in and, you know, you try to use his power, I think that's the wrong game plan. I think you got to do a Shakur Stevenson. I think you got to be on the back foot. I think you got to use the skill set. I think you're going to have to, you know, counter punch. I think you're going to have to be more defensively, fight more defensively this fight than any other fight that you fight, just because the risk is so much higher, right? But then if Crawford wins, and I don't think Crawford winning is good for the sport anyways, because if Crawford wins, then what? Where does the sport go from there? He's not going to camp out at 168, you know. He's going to vacate the belts, and now the belts will get spread amongst, you know, the different ranked fighters, and you know, somebody will have to recoup them all over, which might be good actually, because now, yeah, you know what, that might even be better if Crawford wins and then the belts he vacates and all the belts get freed up, and now we have to have, you know, a new batch of fighters fight for the belt, start to unify, and we get a new king at 168. But where does Canelo go from there? Where does Canelo go if he loses? But where does he go if he wins? I don't think he has anything else to prove. I know that if he walks away, that David Benavidez fight will always haunt him. But, you know, like, do we need the fight? I kind of feel like we do need the fight, but I also feel like this guy is fight everybody. I mean, there's just not really anybody left that matters that he should fight. You know, if he beats Crawford, where does he go from here? I think it's retirement. I think if you're going to be the first $1 billion, I mean, you got to think, if he makes $1 billion, he's eclipsed De La Hoya, he's eclipsed Chavez. I mean, not only has he become the only Mexican at 168 to, I don't know if it's to win a belt or to undispute. I think he was the first Mexican to win a belt in the 168-pound division, but now he's undisputed. But gosh, lost my train of thought. So he's not only the greatest Mexican fighter of all time, but he's the only fighter that's made $1 billion. And you got to think, he's never even had to make a mixtape. Oscar De La Hoya was a singer. Oscar De La Hoya had modeling careers. Like, Oscar De La Hoya was huge, like one of the biggest things that ever happened in boxing, and never came close to making $1 billion, right? As a fighter. I'm talking as a fighter, not as a promoter, as a fighter. Canelo's doing this as a promoter. Yes, I know he's got Canelo Promotions, but he's doing this as a fighter, which is insane when you think about the era that we're in. We're in the piracy. We're in the piracy era. All these other fighters like De La Hoya came in the era of you couldn't pirate. You could not stream stuff. You had to buy the fight. You know, you had 5-6 people in a room, in a living room, and you guys all paid $10, and you know, you paid for this pay-per-view, and it was just, there wasn't really a way around piracy. And so, or you had to go to the cantina and you know, and watch a fight on the big screen and whatnot. So it's just insane to think that this guy is now going to become the first ever $1 billion boxer. And so, yeah, Mike said Tyson wants Crawford to win, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I think every dog has its day, and there's just somebody that's always going to be better than you. You know, I think this time we're going to see Crawford lose for the first time. But if he doesn't lose, hey, that's cool too. You know, we'll see where the sport goes on from there. But as of right now, I've got Canelo. Let's segue over to Errol Spence, man. Errol Spence making a comeback. We've seen this play out before. I'm not really interested in this. We see him, you know, clips in the gym, him hitting the pads. I don't know. I think he's been out the gym for way too long. Not really sure that he's going to be able to do a whole lot when he comes back. He's probably going to come back at 154. You know, at 154, excuse me. You know, we got Fundora. I mean, we got Tim Tszyu in there. We got Thurman. Yeah, man. I don't. At 154, you got. You know, you got Crawford. I just don't. I can't see Crawford losing, then coming down and taking the Spence fight. I don't see it. Will be good, but I don't think that. I think that has lost its spark. You think, you know, Spence has been out of the ring for, I don't know, man, what, almost 2 years, maybe more than 2 years. Whole lot of rust. You know, he's possibly not even in the same mind space. So it wouldn't make sense to have a rematch at 154, not this far out. So, you know, what happens with Spence? You know, what happens with Spence? That I'm not too sure. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. Spence's fighting style, I've never been a fan of. I never was I gotta watch Spence fight. I was always a Crawford fan while they were coming up, right? I was always a Crawford. There was just something about Crawford that I really liked. Fighting style, the intelligence. To me, Spence always seemed like just, you know, a come forward fighter and like a brawler kind of, in a sense. And I appeal more to the Shakurs, the Tank Davises, the Crawfords, the guys who, you know, they can fight moving forward, they can fight moving backwards, the angles, the intelligence, the defense. That's what I like. I don't like guys who fight and they're smothering their punches. That's never been my style. But yeah, you know, he's been linked to Sebastian Fundora. I don't think that's a fight that he should ever take. I don't think so. But you know, there's questions about that eye injury too. You know, where is it still lingering? Some believe he cashed out. You know, it's possible that he cashed out. Again, I don't see Spence doing it, man. I don't see Spence coming back and doing a fight. You know, I think he's done with boxing. I think he's doing a Jared Anderson. You know, hey, I'm out. You know, he's made enough money. If he's made good investments, he never got to come back again. And I'm not really sure who I'd be interested in seeing him fight anyways. But yeah, so going into welterweight, 147 pounds. If you guys are watching, follow and subscribe at Capital with Kev on X. and at Capital with Kevin on IG. Make sure you pop in the comment section. Let me know that you are listening. And make sure that you hit the thumbs up. If you're on YouTube, hit the thumbs up, man, so others can see this and subscribe to the iBoxing Hub. Moving on to the 147-pound division. Mario Barrios is, we got Devin Haney in the Brian Norman fight. I know we talked about it before. The skill set of Haney is phenomenal, and I just feel like if he can fight a perfect fight, Brian can't win. But Brian is also skillful. I just don't think he's got the skills of Haney, but he's got that power, and that power can make the difference, right? So I don't know, man. I'll go with Haney on the fight to win. I'll go with Haney to win. He's got the better resume anyways, but whoever wins that fight, you gotta fight Mario Barrios. Mario gotta come up off that belt. He gotta come off the belt, man. He's been holding that thing. He's been holding on to that. Like, these old people hang on to Social Security, man. I mean, it's insane. Like, he's not doing that with the belt. He's not doing a darn thing with the belt. We need you to come up off that belt, homeboy. Let somebody else get a real shot, and yeah, man, let's do something, because Mario ain't doing nothing at 147, man. I would prefer Mario go down to 140. I don't think he's doing anything at 147. He's just getting in the way of a unification. Geronda moved up already to 154. I don't know what he's doing. I know Josh Kelly is fighting Bakhmaliov, whatever his name. We gotta get him a better nickname, man. I don't know who I was talking to today, but these Russian guys, we gotta give them better nicknames. Like, we can't. This is not marketable, y'all. This ain't marketable, man. We can't keep saying these weird names. Like, it's not working. Like, we gotta give them like Bexy or something. We gotta do better than that. I don't know what Duran is doing at 154. I know he's in camp with Canelo. That man about to destroy whatever's gonna happen at 154. So, yeah, man, we got to see some unification, man. We got to get that Brian Norman Devin Haney fight out the way, and we got to see some unification at 147. That's what we need to see. We want a new 147-pound undisputed world champion. That's what we want. Who it gonna be? That's what that is. We tired of these games. Tired of these fighters holding on to belts like it's a check. You need to get up off that belt. We're gonna take it like we stole it, and that's it. And we're gonna and once you lose that WBC belt, we're gonna hook you up with Mike Cooley so you can go win that World Boxing League belt. Because that's where you finna go next after we scoop that belt off you. You go into the minor leagues. Done. Period. Scat. Yeah, let's go into the 154-pound division. I want to see unifications. That's what I want to see. I want to see champions versus champions. I want unifications. I'm like, man, I want to see big fights, good fights. Fundora hanging on to that WBC belt. Let somebody get a chance. We need Keith Thurman right around the corner. Keith one-time Thurman might just get the job done. Keith might just get the job done. I think Keith put him down. Low key. You got Grandpa Keith coming off the couch, you know what I mean, with the tapioca pudding all up on his lip. He about to put that young man down. That young man, he about to be like Timber. He about to go down. I can't wait. I hope Keith Thurman put that man down. You know why? Because Keith Thurman is marketable. Because Keith Thurman be talking. Because Keith Thurman got that pop, pop, pop. That's what he got. That pop, pop, pop. And that's what we need. Somebody who's marketable. Somebody who's going to talk that stuff. Entertain. We see what he did with Brock Jarvis. He did what he had to do. Y'all forgot Keith Thurman is old. Keith Thurman been out the ring for a minute. And he came back and put that work in. He said, young man, sit down. Young man, I know you came to get that check, but you ain't going to be here long. Put that salami sandwich down, Brock Jarvis. You ain't going to be here long. You ain't going to need it. You ain't gonna need it. No. Go ahead and cut. My man said, hey, go ahead and cut the cameras off. We ain't gonna be here long. Man got in the fight, said, hey, y'all can cut the cameras off. Show is over. I'm about to put this guy's lights out. Boom. You know what I mean? So Keith Thurman, do what you gotta do. Put that man down, man. You the real man down. You the real man down promotions. Hashtag man down promotions. That's what that is, man. You know, Spence better not come back. Spence better not come back, because if he come back to 154, Keith, one-time Thurman is waiting. Keith, one-time Thurman got that pop, pop, pop. And like he always say, you better not duck me, son. You better not duck me, son. Telling you, Errol Spence, man, that would be crazy. Both of them old already. Both of them a little past their prime already. Matter of fact, make the fight. Make the fight. Spence versus Thurman at 154 for a belt. Make the fight. Let Spence take care of Fundora. We can pick up let Keith take care of Fundora. After that, we can get Spence and we can put him out of boxing. Well, like Tank said, we're gonna pack him up and get him out of boxing. That's what we finna do. That's what we finna do. We finna get Errol Spence Jr. up out of boxing. Yeah, man. That's what we do, man. We finna take all them little Cowboy fans, right? We're gonna get us some horses and we're gonna all the way, man. We're gonna sell out the Dallas Cowboy Stadium. Yep, we're gonna take all the fans and we're gonna go back to Clearwater, Florida, baby, because that's what we do for the one time. Let's go. Ain't nothing really going on at 160, man. Low key. Ain't nothing going on at 160. Janet Beck, I don't know if he's unified already or if he need to unify. We need some action at 160, man. We need some action. Get us some action at 160, man. For real. We need some action, man. We ain't got enough action at 160. We need that. We need some unifications, man. Berlanga is coming back in December. Y'all better stop playing, man. Terror Squad Promotions is real out here. I'm telling you. Now he really about to show y'all who really run this boxing thing. I'm telling y'all done woke up a beast, man. There's nothing like a loss to wake you up. And y'all laughing at Edgar, man. Y'all better stop laughing at Edgar, man, because Edgar gonna come up and put that whooping on y'all, man. Edgar gonna become a world champion one day. For real. Edgar might become the second boxer of all time to be $1 billion fighter. $1 billion. If Tank is gonna get 100 million, Berlanga gonna get 200 million. And he gonna flip that, and then he gonna become $1 billion fighter. Do you get what I'm saying? Y'all better stop playing, man. It's Kappa Facts. It's Kappa Facts, man. Y'all better quit playing with me. Anyways, man, those are my predictions. Those are my predictions for the day. So, yeah, man, I can't wait, man. I personally, I don't really care for this being on Netflix. Man, fight should be on DAZN, low key. You know, I think because Netflix, MVP, I don't know, is MVP on Netflix? Is that what they're doing now? MVP Promotions is on Netflix? This ain't even an MVP Promotions card, but I'm just saying, like, we don't need this on Netflix because we need this on DAZN. We need eyeballs. We need eyeballs on DAZN. Like, y'all, we need eyeballs on the platform because the more money that we can get into DAZN, the bigger fight, the more it'll attract the top ranks, you know, the undecided promotional companies that haven't joined because for whatever reason, I don't know, but it'll attract those people, right? And so that's what we need. We need more eyeballs on DAZN. DAZN, if you listening, I've been with y'all since y'all didn't have nothing, you know, so let me get a deal out here. Let me get a deal out here, man. Let me get a deal out here. DAZN, I'm with y'all. Everybody gotta come to DAZN. It's the DAZN way or no way. Oh man, hey man, it's the DAZN way or no way. Let's go, man. It's the DAZN way or no way. All roads lead to DAZN. If you ain't on DAZN, you ain't on nothing, man. Let's go. We don't need eyeballs on Netflix. Netflix ain't trying to get into boxing. Netflix ain't signed no promotional companies. What they doing over there? Nothing. They not doing nothing. We need eyeballs on the zone so that Top Rank can get over there. We need eyeballs on the zone so that these fighters can get the big fights on the zone, a boxing platform. We don't need to keep having eyeball fights on Netflix. It's not doing nothing for the sport. Nothing. People don't watch Netflix for boxing. They don't. I'm glad it comes with your subscription. I don't even got Netflix. So I can't watch it. I don't want to watch it on Prime. I want to watch it on DAZN. I want to have one place where all my boxing is at. And if it's not on DAZN, I don't want it. If it's not on DAZN, I don't want it. Put it on DAZN. Put it on DAZN, I said. Yeah, man. Y'all got me hype up. Y'all got me hype, man. Y'all got me hype. Put it on DAZN. Y'all need to make DAZN the home of boxing. Y'all got to put some respect on DAZN, man. Bob Aaron, you need to take the magnesium pills and chill out. Bob Aaron got to take some magnesium pills and chill out. I'm crashing out right now. I'm crashing out because this fight is on Netflix for what? What you on Netflix for? They on Netflix. They on Netflix for what? What? It don't need to be on there. Oh, because it's gonna bring eyeballs to the sport. What eyeballs is on the sport for that fight that isn't on the sport already? What eyeballs is it gonna attract? I'm talking about conversion. Y'all talking about eyeballs. It don't cost something to see some. Just because I see some don't mean I'm interested. You know how many videos be on YouTube that I come across, cat videos, just weird videos that I come across. I'm not interested in that. I viewed it though. It counts as a view, but I'm not interested in that. So there's no conversion there. Y'all got to start thinking about conversion. Y'all got to start thinking about business. This is not good for the sport. Put it on DAZN. Showtime done dropped us. HBO done dropped us. ESPN done dropped us. Fox done dropped us. Everybody done dropped us. When you gonna understand that, man, it's like that one girl who the guy keeps trying to holler at, who's the good. She keeps trying to go for the guys that don't want her. She's trying to go for the bad guys instead of going for the good guy that's bringing her flowers, taking her out to dinner. You know what I mean? The wallet is endless. You know what I mean? That's how it is right now. We keep looking as boxing fans. We keep looking for every. Oh, put it on Prime. Oh shoot, put it on Prime. Oh yeah, put it on Marv Nation. Oh yeah, put it on Triller TV. Oh yeah, put it on Roku TV. Yeah, we want it on Roku. We want to diversify. We want to branch out the sport. We ain't branching out nothing. I don't want to branch out. I'm not a tree. I'm a grown man. I got business behind this. I stand on business. Put it on DAZN. That's where it needs to be at. Put it on DAZN, man. Stop playing with me. I don't want no more fights on Netflix. MVP got to come off Netflix. All these fights got to come off. We need it on DAZN. Home of boxing. Why you keep trying to go to everybody else when DAZN is right there? DAZN gonna pay your bills. DAZN gonna make sure your kids straight. DAZN gonna make sure you got a car. DAZN gonna make sure you got, some lunch money so you can buy them little tacos at Taco Bell. You know the ones I'm talking about with little potatoes in them. You know what I'm talking about, the ones you like, girl. Yeah, we're gonna make sure we take care of you. We're gonna make sure, that you get your hair done every weekend. We're going to make sure your kids is fed. They got the new J's on. We're going to take care of you over here. But you want to be over there where they cheating on you. You want to be over there where you barely get some showtime. You want to be over there where the narrators is against you. They all against you. They ain't with you. They not with you. They don't care about the money that you spend on the sport. They don't care. They're not invested like us. DAZN is invested. DAZN is invested, y'all, and we got to get behind that. We got to stop this. I'm getting hyped, man. I'm crashing out. I'm crashing out. It's Captain Factz Boxing on iBoxing Hub, man. Y'all make sure y'all go to D-Rock, and get that iBoxing Hub 24 discount code put in. Get you some nice sweatshirts. You know what I mean? Get you some nice gear. Yeah, so that you can get on my show and be fly. Yeah, man, I'm crashing out. I'm crashing out right now. Yeah, man. For real. Man, I ain't been this hyped since Eubank Jr. versus Conor Ben, man. For real. Whew. What can I say, man? What can I say, man? I've been on here for almost an hour already. You know what I mean? I want to say I appreciate everybody that's come out on the show right now, doing their thing. You know what I mean? That's watching. Yeah, man. This is it's what we're doing. So I'm gonna wrap it up, man. Y'all make sure you follow me at Capital with Kev on X. You know, on IG, Instagrammy. You know, I got 10,000 followers over there on the Instagrammy. Make sure at Capital with Kevin. And as always, Kappa Factz Boxing is live 6 p.m. Friday, 6 p.m. Chicago time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And we do exclusive interviews. We just had Ali's bodyguard. You heard what he said. We got a new sanctioning body on the way. You heard what he said. WBC, we want to unify. Whoever the WBC champ is, Fundora, come get some of this WBL money. We waiting for you. We waiting for you. If Devin Vargas win that World Boxing League belt, we're going to have to get a unification, man, because you holding it up. You holding it up, man. So, yeah, that's our show for today. Y'all make sure y'all catch me on the next one, man. God bless. Take care. Peace out. And make sure you know it's time.
Feels good.